Okay, so now I'll explain you standard costing. Okay, standard costing is an okay. Look at my screen. Okay, standard costing is an accounting system that records costs and revenues of operation at predetermined standards. So predetermined standards means estimates based on previous figures. Okay, so standard costing is an accounting system that records costs and revenues. Okay, of a business operation from the previous data. They estimate figures from previous informations. Okay, they will estimate costs, revenues, the actual cost, actual quantity, and all that. Okay, so standard means it's like budget. Budget means it's an estimate. So sometimes in exams they won't give the word standard, they will give budget, budgeted production, budgeted quantity, like that. So you have to know standard and budgeted, like both are similar words. Okay, standard means those are estimates, budget means also those are estimates. Okay, so did you understand what is meant by standard costing?
Yeah.
Okay, look at the second point. Standards are goals that we hope to achieve. Okay, so that the business hopes to achieve. Okay, standards are goals. Okay, estimates are goals that the business hopes to achieve. Okay, look at the third point. Preset standard. Okay, predetermined. Okay, preset means predetermined. Okay, predetermined means estimates based on the previous figures. So if you want, you can write that in pencil. Okay, so predetermined standard requires managers to plan in advance the amount and price of each resources that are to be used in providing a service or manufacturing a product. Okay, so that means predetermined standard is needed for the managers to plan in advance. Okay, so what is the amount and price each raw material or each resource that are to be used in producing a particular product or in providing a particular service. Okay, so what is the amount they need to estimate? Okay, the quantity of raw materials, like that. Okay, did you understand the third point?
Yeah.
Okay, now look at the fourth point, estimated cost for labors. So standard costing will help us to estimate cost for labors, materials, overheads. Okay, so estimated cost for labor, material, and overheads will be calculated. Okay, so they all that will be calculated and added together to give the standard cost for the product. So now a business will estimate their cost for labor, cost of material, cost of overheads, and all that. They will calculate everything and they will add them together to give a standard cost for the product, to give a budgeted cost for the product, estimated cost for the product. Did you understand?
Yeah, I understood that.
Okay. Okay, the fourth point, fifth point. Okay, the estimated or target costs are based on the cost that should be incurred under efficient production condition. Okay, so efficient production condition means should be achievable estimates. So now we can't estimate something that is not achievable, right? Did you understand? Something that is achievable only they can give an estimate. If for a business, if they estimate it too high also, it's not good. So that amount should be achievable. They can't estimate a figure which is too high. That should be achievable. So that is meant by under efficient production condition. Did you understand that that this word's meaning?
Yeah.
Okay, so in this point, what they are saying is the estimated or target cost based on the cost that should be incurred. So when they are doing standard costing, when they estimate a product's quantity, budgeted quantity, budgeted raw materials, okay, so budgeted labor hours. So when they are doing those estimates, it should be achievable. They can't set it too high also. Okay, that is what this point means. Okay, now look at the purpose of standard costing. Okay, like the uses of standard costing. Okay, first point, acting as a control device. Okay, so that means the standard costing will help to control costs. Okay, so managers can compare the standard with what actually happened and take corrective actions where necessary. Okay, so now standard costing will help a company to control their cost. Okay, so managers will compare the standard and the actual than the actual thing. Okay, so actually what happened, that one and the standard, so they'll take both the figures and they will compare them and take actions where necessary. Like if they want to correct it, or if they want to like do some changes, they will do it. So based on the budgeted and actual quantity, or actual material, like that actual labor hours. So there are so many things under some headings, okay, that we'll study later. So they will compare all that, and they will it will help them, it will help the managers. So that is what this point means. Standard costing, it helps to control costs, so the managers can compare the budgeted and actual figure. Okay, like that you can say. Did you understand that point?
Yeah, understood.
Okay, so they will compare and see whether it is good. So if it's favorable, they will know that this is good. If it's adverse, they will know that this is bad for the company, like that. Okay, so whether it has increased or whether it has decreased, like that, the managers will compare and see. Okay, and then in the second point, assisting in the budget setting process. So standard costing will help to for the budget process. Okay, to set budgeting process, it standard costing will be useful. Okay, so standard costing and budgeting, that both the chapters are little bit linked together. So after studying standard costing, you have to study budget also, because like both are linked together. Okay, so standard costing will help for budgeting also, that is what they are saying. Okay, and then in the third point, providing targets and motivations for employees. Okay, so standard costing will provide targets, and it will motivate the employees. Okay, and then the fourth point says assisting in the decision making for the future. Standard costing will help to make the decisions in the future. Okay, and then providing costs for the inventory. So standard costing will provide costs for the inventory also. Did you understand all this part?
Yeah, I understood that part.
Okay. So the price variance is 114. So 114 adverse means it's a negative value. So here it's minus 114. And quantity variance is 32 favorable. So favorable means it's a positive value. Okay. So total variance means just you have to add both of this. So plus will be in the middle. Okay. Minus 114. Okay. Put this in brackets. And then just plus 32. So if you do this in calculator, um, okay, this plus and plus will be anyhow plus. Okay, so minus 114 plus 32, which is 82. Is it minus or plus? No, minus 114 plus 32, it's 82. Is it minus or plus 82? Amhar,
Uh, it will be minus
yes. Why is it minus?
since it is an adverse. Uh,
Okay, correct. So instead of minus, you have to put adverse. You can't put minus or plus here. If it's minus, you have to put adverse. If it's plus, you have to put favorable. Okay.
yeah, okay.
Okay. So look at this. Okay, total fixed overhead variance. Okay, so if they ask you to find fixed overhead expenditure variance, okay, and the answer is, let's say, the answer is 82 plus 82. Okay, then what you have to put? 82 favorable. You have, if it's plus, you know it's 82 favorable. Am I right? If it's plus, it's favorable, right?
Yeah, plus is favorable.
Okay. So minus, if they say minus, if your answer, if you calculate and if your answer is minus 55, then we know it's 55 adverse. Okay. But then only this theory applies only for fixed or total fixed overhead variance. Okay. So when they say you to find fixed overhead volume variance, if the value is plus 82, what you have to do is you have to write 82 adverse. This theory will apply only for this part, okay? Under this heading, only for the second part. Always remember, it's for volume variance, okay? Volume variance, okay? So only here, if they say 82, 82 plus, if the answer is plus 82, then you have to put 82 adverse. You can't put favorable. If you put the answer as favorable, your answer is wrong. Did you understand this?
No, could you explain the last part of it?
Okay, this part.
Yeah.
Okay. So in this, in only in this, not for direct material variance, direct labor variance, not for that, only for this. Okay, only for this specific heading. Okay, fixed overhead volume variance. Only for this you have to change. You have to do the opposite. Okay, so normally what I'm saying is normally in other parts, that is direct material variance, direct labor variance. For that, if the answer is plus, you will put favorable, right?
Yeah.
If the answer is minus, you will put adverse, right?
Yeah.
But only for this, only for fixed overhead volume variance, it's the opposite. If the answer is plus 82, you have to put adverse. 82 adverse. If the answer is minus 55, you have to put 55 favorable. Did you understand?
Yeah, understood that. No.
Okay. If you put the answer, if you put the now minus 55 and if you put 55 adverse, your answer is wrong. You have to put 55 favorable. Did you understand that?
Yeah, understood that.
Okay. So this applies only for fixed overhead volume variance. Always remember that. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. So this is what I have explained you in the notes. Okay. In the notes that I gave you, this is what I have explained you. Okay. Do you have any doubts now?
No, no, it's good.
Okay.